Network is back in action. My name is Flex Mike. You can find me on Twitter at FlexMike11. That is a new Twitter handle that I've created. Easier to find. My man Cam on the other side of the glass over here. You can find him on Twitter at CowboyCam11. What's up, Cam? How's it going, dude?
Man, everything is good in the hood, especially after a Cowboys win. So you know I'm happy. Also, shout out to the semi-pro organization, the Dallas Gators. They got in contact with your boy. They know what's up with the best tight end in the area. So yeah, major shout out to those men.
The best tight end in the area, huh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You're running some swing routes? What are we talking about here?
Oh man, out routes all day. I'm Jason Witten in the flesh.
Okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things real quick. Number one, you might notice from the sound of my voice / nose that I am still getting over a sickness here. I've had to miss out on my podcast that I do on Tuesdays. And so we are I'm on the mend. I'm working my way back, getting down to business, but let's break down the Cowboys real quick. And then we will jump into some other things because I have a couple of things I want to throw at you, a couple of thoughts I want you to think about. But let's go ahead and talk about the Cowboys. We got Joseph here dropping some comments talking. He says, "What about them Cowboys?"
It's not what about them Cowboys. It's how about them Cowboys. You got to say it like that. You got to put emphasis in it.
All right, so break it down. Tell me what you thought about it.
All right. So the Cowboys are never good after a bye week. Jason Garrett's like before the game. I think Jason Garrett was either 4-4 or 4-5. One of those two. He's never good after a bye week. And as you see, they got off to a rocky start. And shout out to the defense for holding it down. Dak throws an ill-advised interception. Oh no! And I believe the commentators jinxed this because they were literally screaming, "Oh, Dak hasn't thrown an interception against the Giants. He should come out and be fine." And sure, first play interception, and I was like, "Man, what was he looking at?" And come to find out, Dak actually had dental surgery just during the bye week. He's on high pain meds, and I don't know why he would do that during the bye week, but he had that going on. Also, was the day before was the anniversary of his mom's death. And so I'm pretty sure you could tell it took him a while to get into the flow of the game. And shout out to the defense for holding it down. That Michael Bennett pickup shows to be excellent, especially for a 6th-round draft pick. Yes, thank you, Jerry Jones. I mean, once again, the front office, making moves to put the team in position to be great. DeMarcus Lawrence shows that, yeah, he's getting back into the flow of things. I love the way the Cowboys ran the ball. I told y'all Zeke's in midseason form now. And, man, just the way that offense bounced back before halftime, which kind of shows how bad of a coaching staff the Giants have. For Daniel Jones to even consider throwing that a deep ball, before halftime, very ill-advised play, allowed the Cowboys to get back into the game. And then, it was just straight domination from there once the cat got out the bag. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the game, you definitely know what I'm saying.
Right.
But overall, that offense played exceptional in the second half. Dak looked great. Amari Cooper still has me worried. He once again limped off the field, but the fact that he stayed in tune with the game, never gave up, and basically sealed the game with his touchdown catch for 45 yards. What am I missing? Jordan Lewis. Yes, Jordan Lewis. I don't even know if you're tuned in, but if you ever happen to ever see this, just know Cowboy fans want you to start. We want you to start, baby, and we appreciate that touchdown to close out the game. Overall, great performance for the Cowboys, but their true test comes this week against the Vikings.
Yeah, something interesting about the Vikings is, you guys are seemingly going to catch the Vikings without Adam Thielen, which is a completely different. I think the dynamic of that offense changes.
Yes.
One thing that does not change as far as that Minnesota Vikings offense goes is Dalvin Cook is really good. Diggs is still really good. And so that whole situation should be interesting. And, I was hearing some guys on the radio today talk and say, well, the Cowboys have picked off Kirk Cousins more than any other quarterback. It's like, okay, well, you haven't picked off Kirk Cousins as a Viking more than any other quarterback. You've picked off Kirk Cousins playing for a dysfunctional Washington Redskins franchise. It doesn't it at any point it really wouldn't matter who the quarterback was in Washington. It was just the fact that they were in Washington, and so I don't really put too much weight into that because I feel like any quarterback that's going to play for the Redskins probably isn't going to be very good because that's just not an organization nowadays that you would really want to be affiliated with. And so as I look at it, I don't put a whole lot of stock into that. I'll say a couple things about the Cowboys. Number one, a part of me blames Dak for that first play interception. I mean, he threw the ball. It's
That's
his,
okay.
It's
Yeah.
100% his fault. But
Yes.
the problem was, to me, if I'm going to throw that ball, I'm not an NFL quarterback, so don't get me wrong. But the route that was ran was a slant route, right?
Yeah.
And so
deep slant route.
And so Dak, with those routes, you have to either throw it really early or you have to throw it a little bit late. And so that where that DB or linebacker, whoever it was that was standing there, he was right there in that window.
Yep.
That was in between the early and the late. And so Dak threw it, and I think he wanted to throw it early. He just threw it a little bit too late for the early portion of the route. If he was going to throw it, and he had the time, he could have just waited like maybe another half a second. The guy,
and it's wide open if he waits a half a second.
Yeah, and so he would have been fine there. And so that's all I have to say about that. I will say that the black cat running onto the field seemed to have stole the show for the whole internet and all that stuff. And so that's interesting. We got a comment here. Trenton says, "How's it going, fellas? Mad love to the best streaming sports show, The Flex." That's right.
Yo,
that's right.
Hey, much love, Trenton. Much love.
Hey, Cam, I've taken 2 days of CrossFit now. Okay, so we're feeling good. Okay.
All right.
And by good, I mean completely sore. Let's get to a couple of questions / comments here, and then I'll get back onto that game. Right. Joseph says, I love the defensive progress, but Dak Prescott has to be franchise tagged with the way Jerry sat in the box. Dak's contract will be short. Okay. So franchise tagging Dak Prescott is not the worst thing in the world if you are using it to buy yourself time.
Yeah.
But also understand this. The Dak Prescott we saw last year and the Dak Prescott we see this year are two different quarterbacks. So last year's version was significantly worse. This year's version is a lot better. And so just know that if you're going to franchise tag anyone, I would franchise tag Amari Cooper because the overall receiver salary is not nearly as high as the quarterback salary. So if you are using it to buy yourself time, then yeah, you're franchise tagging the wrong person. The problem is there hasn't really been a whole lot of chatter about how much Dak wants now, because at the beginning of the season, we were hearing that he wanted 30 million and then he turned it down. And then they were like, oh no, he wanted 35. No, he turned it down. Like, oh, now he wants 40. He wants Russell Wilson money. And you're like, whoa. And so everyone's pumping the brakes on Dak. But I'll tell you this. And this will help us get right back into what I was saying about the Cowboys. It's funny because a lot of Cowboys fans give up on the franchise when they are in a little bit of a losing streak or or they kind of slug through a game or whatever.
Speak on it, man. Speak on
Yeah.
it.
But then you get to a game like the Giants, and all of a sudden, the Cowboys, who were like number 11, 12, 13 in a power ranking thing, is now they're back up to number 5 or number 7 or something like
I've seen
that.
them at 4.
And I'm just like, you beat the Giants. Like, yeah, you look good, you blew them out, but at the end of the day, it's the Giants. They're not. You need a receiver to get back on track. Line him up across from Janoris Jenkins. Guess what?
No. Pick on the rookie Baker. Oh, that's who you pick on right there, man.
But at least he has an excuse. He's a rookie. The other guy doesn't have an excuse. He's a former Pro Bowler, and so I'm like, if you need your receivers to get back on track, those are some of the guys you line them up against because they're going to get right back on track, no problem. One of the things that was not surprising. Well, the number one surprising thing was how just slow and not good the Cowboys looked for the entire first half. And then right before the half's over, the cat runs out there. The black cat throws some Halloween bad luck for everyone. Thought it was the Cowboys. Like, oh, the Cowboys are going to lose this game now. Look at that cat. We're like, actually, in reality, it was kind of restoring the balance, and it was bad luck for the Giants because I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but someone on Twitter said that cat spent more time in the end zone than the Giants and the Jets combined this season. So,
oh man, I just couldn't believe that the Giants couldn't score a touchdown.
It's crazy. It is.
They kicked a lot of field goals, and they had a lot of short field opportunities, and they just, I don't know if it was coaching or if it's I watch Giants football. They're in the NFC East, but I don't know if it comes down to Daniel Jones not making the plays or what. But they couldn't buy a touchdown.
Yeah. So anyway, so that game ended the way it needed to end, with the gap that it needed to have for the Cowboys to be taken seriously.
They covered the spread.
Yeah. So they handled business there. But the more important thing is, for the second week in a row, Cam, you have lost to me again in the pick.
I know. I saw it coming.
And let's just we're gonna recap the games in a second, but know that you got 8 correct and I got 9 correct.
Another one.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So
okay.
A couple of things that stood out that were major, just major hiccups. We were both wrong on Cleveland and Green Bay. We thought those two teams were going to win. Cleveland was facing the Broncos, so of course we thought they were going to win.
Yeah.
And then Green Bay has just looked like one of the best teams in NFC so far this season, and they definitely didn't this past Sunday. So
I told you, look here, the Chargers are they're gonna start playing good, and they're gonna say, hey, y'all should put faith back into us. And they're trying. I give them that.
Yeah, I still don't have any faith in them, but it was a solid win for them.
Oh yeah.
One that you were right on and I was wrong on. You picked Baltimore, and they handled business pretty easily. And they beat New England, handing them their first loss. I picked Seattle. Obviously, that's my team, and you picked Tampa. I mean, it took until overtime, but
I almost got you.
Like I said, Cam, we will never blow any team out. No matter what, we're gonna win every game that we every game that we win. We're gonna win by 3 or 4 points. That's just the way that it's gonna be. We play the bad teams close, and we play the good teams close. It really doesn't matter. And then, so we were both wrong on Indy. Indy lost. We were both right on Philly, and then the big one that I've been pulling for a couple of weeks now is Miami. We got it.
They did it. Yes, they did it.
Woo! So we both,
Adam Case. Good Lord.
we both picked Miami, and then I think the deciding factor, other than my game, the Seattle game, was Jacksonville and Houston. You thought Jacksonville was going to win, and I took Houston. I just took the hot hand on that one, basically. So okay, let's get to a couple comments here. This one's from Blair. He says, should Cleveland fire Kitchens and hire an experienced head coach? Yes, you should. Yes, you should fire Kitchens, but at this point, there's no reason to do it now.
No.
Just wait till the season's over, or as soon as the season's over for you, just fire the guy.
I hate to say it, but Cleveland can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we're not quite that deep into the season where we're like, well, if these 6 teams lose and these teams tie and then these 3 teams win, we're not into those crazy like mathematical.
They can still
things.
make it.
But yeah, I think Blair, I that's a good question, and I would say that yes, you have to you have too much firepower on offense. Baker Mayfield seems to perform well with a how do I say, like maybe like a college coach, that style. So like a Lincoln Riley. Maybe if Urban Meyer decides he wants to jump to the NFL, that could be an attractive spot for him. But yeah, Cam, I forgot to tell you, actually, we have a special guest that is going to be on the show tonight.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, and I'm not telling you who it is.
Okay.
But when he shows up, it's going down. So that's just a little bit. That's okay. That's a little bit of a tease for later. Okay. So he will be here during this cast tonight. So so just keep your eyes peeled. You know what I'm saying?
All right, gotcha.
Okay. So we got another comment here.
Oh, my thing about the whole kitchen sinks and who their new coach should be. Basically, anybody who can get some kind of discipline going with this team. Like, this is a really undisciplined football team.
Right.
And they lose like an undisciplined football team. They're missing blocking assignments, false starts, holding penalties, you name it, they do it. And basically, the new guy, that whoever they bring in, just has to bring some kind of stability. I believe Freddie Kitchens should have just stayed an offensive coordinator because, basically he was ready for. I believe in his career he was ready for that. He was ready to just only have to worry about my quarterback and my offense. And now he has to worry about a whole team, but yeah, he's still putting only focus into Baker Mayfield, and it's just not working out.
Right. And here's the thing, and this is what people don't realize or fail to realize sometimes. Yes, Baker Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder from being a 2-time walk-on and going on and winning the Heisman and then being the number 1 overall draft pick. Okay. Well, guess what? The chip on his shoulder needs to leave, because once you can have the chip on your shoulder while you're in college because you're a 2-time walk-on, but as soon as you elevate your game to the point where you win the Heisman, did he win the Heisman?
Yeah, won the Heisman.
Yeah, so he wins the Heisman, becomes the number 1 overall draft pick in the NFL. At that point, you're no longer the underdog. You are the number 1 overall draft pick. That you are not an underdog at that point. And so he just he needs to lose that mindset. He needs to lose his attitude, and he needs some mature, successful football players around him that can tell him, like, dude, you're being ridiculous. Getting in these Twitter arguments with Colin Cowherd, and getting in these Twitter arguments with like random fans or trolls on the internet, stuff like that. Attacking people in the media, telling them they're asking the stupidest questions, and that's where a football player has to be smart. You have to know that the media is there to ask you stupid questions, not because they want you to answer the stupid question, but because they want the reaction from the stupid question that they just asked.
Yes.
And so they're not there to they're not going to write an article, or they're not going to get clicks on the website because, Baker Mayfield was completely bland here and professional and like did everything he was supposed to do. Like, no one cares about that. They want to see, Baker Mayfield blew up and walked away from the podium. He's just cut the interview short or whatever. Those are the things that people are going to click on and read and all that good stuff. So, he just needs some more mature people around him. And I hate to say, but Odell's not the guy to be around him. No. I thought the Browns should have traded Odell Beckham at the trade deadline and it got some O-line help for him or something. But,
good Lord.
But yeah, that whole situation is just frustrating. Like, for me as a fan, because you like look at, like, I have no allegiance to the Browns, so I look at it and I say, okay, dude, I actually like you. I like Baker Mayfield. I liked him in college. He kind of won me over in college. And I was like, dude, you have everything going for you. And then he comes to the NFL and he's, all those commercials that he's in, they're all funny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like the commercials, but at the same time, like you can tell that he is caught up in something else and he's not focusing on football, or he doesn't have the right people in his corner or any of that type of stuff. And so as that stuff kind of unfolds and stuff like that, Kitchens is going to be out of there after this year. And, there's just some things that they need to improve. And so we'll wait and see how all of that happens. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for them. But let's go ahead and jump into.
Well, what's this next question here? I want to get into this one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought I clicked.
I want to.
Okay.
I want to get into this one. Oh yeah.
So Trent says, has Dak gotten better, or has his wide receiver saved him this year? Because Monday night I saw a lot of bad, and I mean bad balls that wide receivers made great catches on. Well, you know what? So Trenton, I would say both can be true at the same time. I think Dak can be better because the first half of the NFL season last year, the 2018 season, Dak Prescott did everything within his power to make that team trash because he was missing guys wide open running down the field. He was overthrowing guys. He was, skipping passes to him, all of that type of stuff. And it just wasn't anything that resembled a guy that should be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And for whatever reason, something switched. And the second half of the season, he turned it on. He played a lot better. But, Dak is the guy that will throw those bad passes. He's going to throw the bad passes. He's going to overthrow guys. And how many years has he been in the league? I know he's a 4th-round draft pick. How many years has he been in the league now?
4.
Okay.
4.
So he's been in the league for 4 years. At this point, what you have is pretty much what you're going to get. He can run the offense successfully with the right coordinators who know how to kind of like push his buttons and help him with growing pains and stuff like that. But I would also venture to say that every good receiver in the NFL, every receiver that's on like Amari Cooper's level, bails out their quarterback from time to time. Whether it's a fade route, an out route, or whatever it is, they make one-handed catches, they make diving catches, they high point balls, whatever it is, they bail their quarterbacks out. And I'm like probably the furthest from a Dak truther, but I will say that a lot of just the kind of like just ridiculous throws and stuff like that this season, I just haven't seen him as much as I've seen him in the past. Even though he kind of reverted back to that with the first play of the Giants game when he just threw the. I literally turned it on and my wife was like, "Oh, cool, the game's on," and so I turned it on and bam, there's an interception. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm like, this is starting off great for you guys, but Cam, what do you have to say? Because I know that you are a Dak truther, and so just kind of respond to Trenton's question here, and what are you seeing with your eyes?
Well, my thing is, most quarterbacks will tell you they don't master throwing the football until about year 9, year 10. I've heard Romo say it, Drew Brees say it. That's about time when these guys can throw the ball any angle, any direction they want, no problem. Yeah, last night was Monday night was rough for him. Like I said, he was coming off. He has he has pain meds in his body. Also, he's very emotional due to the anniversary of his mom's passing, and so I'm sure he had a lot on his mind. And he seemed rattled early. He seemed really rattled and out of control. Yeah, but the reason I hate this question is nobody mentions that the Cowboys receivers also have the most drops in the NFL. Like, out of all the teams, the Cowboys lead in drops. Amari Cooper had a drop again Monday night, right up the seam. It hit him in the hands and he dropped it.
And Tony Pollard had that third down screen that was wide open that probably would have went for at least 20.
Yes,
it was wide open, and he just straight dropped it.
Down.
Yeah.
And so Yeah, I hate the I hate this question because I mean like you stated, Mike, it's 50-50, you know. Hey, sometimes you're gonna get a good ball and sometimes you're gonna get a bad ball. Your job is to catch it. But yeah, mostly I've seen better a lot. Man, he's a way better passer than last season. Yeah, he's a way better passer than last season. Last season, he also had the 28th ranked receiving core. Um, and so this year, they're a lot better. I mean, I know we're hard on them, but guys, the Cowboys have the number one rated offense in the league. And that's completion percentage is top five, I believe. And so I don't want to nitpick at everything like that. These guys are playing at a high level. They got to start better. They have to start better and not wait until you're down. Like, oh man, if they do that, then who knows where the Cowboys can go.
Right, and Joseph here says that Cobb fumbled also, so
Yes. Oh my gosh.
which is
Cobb is
irritating.
I mean, Cobb's dropped some passes. He's fumbled. I mean, but he's going to come in handy later on down the stretch. I mean, these are things that are just a part of football. Some seasons receivers don't drop any passes. Some seasons they drop some. You know, it just happens with football.
Yeah, and Cobb is perfect because he's like that hybrid slot receiver / running back guy. He's a very physical receiver, and he can prove himself to be very valuable that way. So okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to this real quick. I just wanted to take a look at some of the NFL power rankings. I'm just going to pull up.
I like this. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to pull up here. I have ESPN's power rankings. And I'm just going to read like the top 10 just through real quick. So one, they have San Francisco because they're still undefeated. 2, New England at 8-1. New Orleans 7-1. Baltimore's at 4 at 6-2. Kansas City's at 5 at 6-3. Seattle's at 6 7-2. Packers are at 7 7-2. Houston is 8 6-3. Minnesota is 9 6-3. Los Angeles Rams 5-3 at 10, and then the Dallas Cowboys number 11 at 5-3. Here's the thing.
Ew. Ew.
I mean, there's a lot of you on that list, of course, but one of the things that kind of bothers me more than anything else is the fact that, I mean, San Francisco deserves to be number one, right?
Oh yeah. No, they got it. They got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them hold
And
it.
then and I really don't even have any complaints in the top. I would probably put Kansas City below Seattle just because Kansas City's 6. We just have a better record, and I mean, it's not like they're world beaters or
They're
anything.
without Mahomes.
Yeah,
they're without
I mean,
Mahomes. So yeah,
it is what it is. And so but I would probably put the Cowboys around like here's my problem. 8, Houston's at 8, Minnesota's at 9, and the Rams are at 10. I could put Dallas in 8, 9, or 10, any of those spots.
Yeah.
I'm
for sure putting them ahead of the Rams. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs either.
Yeah, I don't think they are. I mean, the 49ers and the Seahawks are the two teams making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. Oh, for sure. And the thing is, the Rams have gotten to beat up on the Bengals, and I forgot who they played last week.
Well, the NFC West is playing the AFC North this year, so that means
they got to beat up on the Bengals.
The NFC West gets to play. They play Baltimore. They play Pittsburgh, they play Cincinnati, and they play Cleveland. That's the AFC North. So that means the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals all have to play those teams. So that's just how that is going to go. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to see what you thought about that. And
it's pretty spot on. You're right. You can move if the Cowboys didn't have a bye week, that's what kind of interrupts their streak that they got at the moment. But yeah, you can put them at 8, 9, or 10. It's fine. Things are about to get interesting though in the NFL, and we're really about to see who the top 10 teams are for sure.
Yeah. So one thing that's interesting, I was looking at strength of schedule online earlier, and the Seahawks actually have the toughest strength of schedule left in the regular season.
Ooh.
So we're usually better in the second half of the season.
Oh yeah.
And so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Dallas doesn't have, or Dallas has a pretty tough schedule also.
Yep.
The 49ers actually have a really tough second part of their schedule. So we'll see what happens. But okay, let's recap from last week. So Thursday, Halloween night, we had the 49ers going over the Cardinals 28-25. The 49ers defense didn't really do as well as they have in the past, but that's exactly where Jimmy G picked up the mantle. He threw for 4 touchdown passes, 317 yards. The big deal was Kenyon Drake from Arizona picking up 110 yards and a touchdown on 10 carries. Emmanuel Sanders had over 100 yards and a touchdown. So
two pickups that will benefit both teams going down the road. Let's see. A lot of people were down on Kyler Murray at the start of the game because basically Kenyon Drake was getting. They said that we're going to run Kenyon Drake. We're going to run him, even though he doesn't know most of the plays. We're going to run him, and that's what they did, which kind of showed, hey, you can run on the 49ers. And then later on in the game is when Kyler Murray got hot, hitting I think he had a 60-yard touchdown pass to Isabella, and that game. Shout out to Jimmy G though for holding on, controlling the pace at the end of the game, making sure that the Cardinals didn't get the ball back. That was key.
Also, shout out to Jimmy G for not tearing his ACL yet. I thought it would have already happened. So
I forgot you had said that.
Yeah. Okay. So next game, Buccaneers lose to the Seahawks 40-34 in overtime. Russell Wilson throws 5 touchdowns. He throws for 378 and 5 touchdowns. Chris Carson gets 16 carries for 105 yards. Mike Evans was an absolute terror in this game.
Oh yeah,
12 catches for 180 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, he was just like open all game, and we had 0 pass rush, and we did gift them 1 touchdown. Our Jameis Winston just threw an ugly ball.
Oh man. And it pops up.
Well, the DB went up for an interception, but there's a reason DBs play DB is because they can't catch. And so it bounced off his hands and right into the hands of the receiver, and he just walked into the end zone. I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
I wasn't expecting that game to be that close at all. I thought it'd be low scoring. I thought Jameis Winston would have some turnovers, but it kind of showed that my faith in him last week. He didn't turn the ball over, I guess. So yeah. That's a plus. Shout out to those Seahawks, though, man. You don't want to see Russell Wilson, plain and simple. You just don't want to see him.
Yeah, he's just playing at an MVP level right now. That's all. I mean, he's just really kicking butt. My boy Watkins just hopped on. What's up, dude?
Yo, what up, Chase?
So next game is Texans beat the Jags 26-3. Gardner Minshew really struggled on this one. 309 yards, 2 interceptions. Carlos Hyde had 160 yards, and Keelan Cole 5 catches for 80 yards. Game was pretty boring. Texans pretty much dominated that game.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Carlos Hyde for fumbling at the 1 yard line. Good, because my fantasy team needed that. I was playing against him, and I seen that long run. I'm like, no, and then he fumbled. So I was like, yeah. So that definitely worked out in my favor, definitely.
Okay, my buddy Ryan here dropped a comment. He says Hawks need to move on from Ken Norton. He's our defensive coordinator.
Okay.
He said the defense is not at the level it should be.
They're young though. They're young. I would give them another year to where they can focus on drafting defensively. I would say, in my opinion.
The problem is I have so much more faith in the Seahawks between rounds 2 and 7 than I do in the first round.
Oh,
A
I
couple,
can't even remember the previous
well,
first round draft picks for you
okay,
guys.
so a few years ago we draft. Well, he wasn't a first round; he's a second round. But we drafted Malik McDowell, who crashed his ATV and basically broke his face.
Yep.
Then got arrested and tased in a convenience store somewhere. I don't even remember where it
Okay,
was.
did not know that.
Yeah, he went wild. And so we released him, and then I think the Seahawks are actually in the process of suing him for some money that they paid him because he never actually got on the field or anything. So
Wow.
there's that one.
Okay.
Then the following year in the first round, we draft Rashad Penny, who has done absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And
I thought
then
they were going to trade him. I thought they would trade him at the trade deadline.
yeah, and then this last season or this last draft, we drafted LJ Collier from TCU in the first round, who has done
I like
nothing.
Collier.
He's
I like
done
Collier though.
okay.
He'll do something. I like him.
Well, he's yet to do anything. So I think he had a tackle in one game, and that's about it. But yeah, like I said, I have faith in the Seahawks to do those things. Cam, are you ready for this comment here?
Oh, what's the comment? What is
Here
it?
it is. Dez didn't catch it.
Look here, Jonathan, I'll find you. Okay. I'll find you. All right. Oh, also, Dez is looking to possibly be coming back. He said in 2 weeks he'll start contacting teams because teams are interested in his services. So he'll start reaching back out, see who wants to pick him up, and he's okay with taking a secondary role. He just wants to help out and be on a team. So it'll be really interesting to see where he goes around playoff time.
Well, I don't know if you've heard, he will not be coming to the Seahawks. The wide receiver room is kind of full nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's real full over there.
So, Lockett and DK Metcalf, who balled out.
Yes,
He had
I don't get how people did. I mean, I know his lateral movement during the combine isn't great,
who
but I
cares?
mean he's also like 6'4", 6'5". So tall guys just don't necessarily move like that. How do people pass on this guy?
I don't know, but I sure am glad that he fell to us because that has been such a
He
big deal for us.
I believe Tyler Lockett will help him on his route running, which like that duo right there helps you guys so much because Tyler Lockett will help him on his route running. But overall, he's fast. He's fast. You're not gonna catch him. Good Lord.
Right.
And he's only a rookie. Once again, he's only a rookie.
Yeah, and then we just picked up Josh Gordon off of waivers.
Yes.
Which we were pretty low in the waiver priority, so that means a lot of teams passed on him. It is what it is, and we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't work out, whatever.
It doesn't work. Yeah, you didn't lose anything. Anything.
Yeah, so it's just essentially signing a free agent. So yeah, we got him off of waivers, but let's continue on our scores here. Let's rattle through a couple of these. So the let's see, my page just messed up here. I believe the Bills won their game.
The Redskins, beat the Redskins.
Yeah, that was pretty uneventful. But did Adrian Peterson get hurt in this game? Because I was trying to.
I don't know if he got hurt, but he went over 100 yards. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy team, and I was glad that I started him.
Yeah, he went over 100 yards, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Adrian Peterson, 18 carries for 108 yards, but I didn't hear from him after that, and that was in like the third quarter. I was like, why are they not running him anymore? It didn't really make. Well, maybe because they were behind, but they lost 20. Yeah. They lost 24-9. The Chiefs and the Vikings were in a shootout. Chiefs beat the Vikings 26-23.
Shout out to Harrison Butker from my fantasy league once again.
Career long 54-yarder for Harrison Butker. Damian Williams for the Chiefs had 12 carries for 125 and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill had 6 for 140 and a touchdown on my fantasy team. There, appreciate that. Dolphins beat the Jets 26-18.
Woo!
Cam, the Jets are 1-7. Do you know where that one came from?
Yeah. Hey. Look here, I gotta make a note. When the Redskins won their Super Bowl, I forget which year it was, they had a loss. And this loss came to a team who only had one win, and it was my Cowboys beating the Redskins
Oh wow.
that year. So it happens, man. It happens.
Right. Okay, so let's see. The Eagles beat the Bears 22-14. The Eagles were actually up pretty big in this game and then
Yeah.
tried their best to give it away towards the end.
Oh yeah. I'm still not. I'm not in. I don't get what some of these ESPN people see in the Eagles. Like they were up because the Bears were so bad. Like it wasn't like the Eagles defense was really good. The Bears were just really bad in the first half. I think they had like 9 total yards. And so yeah, the Bears made it a game. Like they literally almost came back and took that game away from the Eagles.
Um, my buddy Jonathan here says the rich get richer in Seattle.
Yes,
He's talking about Gordon. And you know what? That reminds me, Dez was interviewed by someone. I can't remember exactly who it was, but he was basically saying, or no, it wasn't Dez, it was T.O. And T.O. was basically saying that Josh Gordon hasn't really done anything in like 3 years, which he's pretty
right.
much
I mean,
he's pretty much
he's
on
right.
the money. Josh Gordon at this point is just flying by his name, you know. And that's cool, but I mean, if anyone can bring something out of him, I'm sure it's the combination
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Russ, I mean, you're just essentially giving Russell Wilson another alien like human being. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
I saw a picture online that was DK Metcalf and Josh Gordon both with their shirts off, and it said, "So you're telling me the Seahawks are about to line these two aliens up across from some DBs, and good luck to the DBs." We'll see.
Man,
nothing has been proven yet, so we don't even know. So we'll wait and see.
And it's not like he was bad in New England, though. New England does a really good job of spreading the ball around, and so there's no telling how many times he probably was open and could have caught a pass or anything like that. But his stats were fine in New England. I believe he'll do the same thing he did there in Seattle if he gets to touch the field.
Right. I think he's planning on playing on Monday night. So
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
So here we go. Next game: Steelers 26, Colts 24. A shocker for me. We both picked Indy in this game. But let's be honest. The only reason that they lost, one was because Adam Vinatieri missed the game-winning kick, and two because Jacoby Brissett went down.
And that's plain and simple.
Yeah, that's why they lost.
But I got to give the Steelers their credit in trading for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who has a 92-yard interception for a touchdown. And I remember people were like, why would you trade for this safety? Why would you do this? Why would you make that trade? Because he can make plays like that, which ultimately helps him get the win. Mason Rudolph has to be better, I think. He has to be better. I know James Conner's out and everything like that, but him and Juju got to get somewhat on the same page. Good Lord. I'm really kind of disappointed in both of them.
Yeah, with a lot of like fantasy football stuff going on, Juju Smith-Schuster was a really high name being tossed around before the NFL season started. But to me, I was like, I don't see it. I'm not in on it, and so I'm one of the guys that pass on Juju. And it's worked out pretty good for me so far. Next game is Panthers beat the Titans 30-20. Dude, Christian McCaffrey is just on the dude. I'm telling you, 24 carries for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I'm speechless. Man.
And here's the thing, dude. I was on Twitter and someone referred to Christian McCaffrey as Derry Sanders.
Derry Sanders.
I don't know if I don't know if that's a compliment because they're like talking about how he's being compared to Barry Sanders, but you're also saying dairy, so you're making fun of his skin color.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult, but being compared
I'm
to
gonna
Barry,
let it slide.
yeah.
I'm gonna let it slide.
I'm
pretty sure he didn't mind that one. That's pretty good there. But he is flat out balling, man. But what's funny is I think we'll start to see Zeke creep somewhere up in there, and people will be like, "Oh, wait, no, maybe Zeke is the best running back in the NFL still."
Okay, so we got a comment here, just the ultimate troll right now. Jonathan says
Leave it.
he's a Browns fan. He says Cleveland is going to turn around and finish the season 10-6. Okay, that's where you lied. Dallas finishes, loses Dak and Cooper for 4+ games. Not going to happen.
Jesus, what is wrong with you?
No, he's a Cowboy
I am
hater.
hurt. I am hurt. Oh man, look here. If you somewhat jinx us, Jonathan, I really will find you. All right, we will have problems. Okay.
Yeah, he said hashtag dogs got to eat, and then Dak is even trashing Madden. Okay.
Well, I mean, him and Carson Wentz are rated the same, so I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Big Newton.
Okay, so Ryan here says, I think he had a little bit of a typo. He said Big Newton this week too, or he said big news this week too. Right.
Hey, that is going to be. Oh man, wherever Cam Newton goes next is going to be big.
Yeah. Well, he's on IR, and so he has to be essentially released or something like that. But let's finish these games real quick. Raiders beat the Lions 31-24. Let's see.
Yeah, Raiders.
Matt Stafford throws for 406 and 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs runs for 120 and 2 touchdowns. Kenny Galladay.
I'm a fantasy team.
Kenny Galladay had 4 for 132 and a touchdown.
Yeah, I traded him for my fantasy team.
Like we talked about earlier, the Broncos 24, Browns 19.
Do you want to dive into this or no?
No, I do not want to dive into anything Cleveland Browns. But
I'm so.
Tell me how you're feeling, because I expressed my opinion earlier on how I felt about Baker Mayfield. So go ahead.
I mean, it kind of goes to show me maybe the Broncos just need a quarterback. I guess. I mean, maybe they do have a team and they just need a quarterback, somebody who can just keep the ship steady. Which somebody asked me, would the Broncos sign Cam Newton? And I'm just like, it's a possibility. You never know. But man, Courtland Sutton is showing that he'll be a major problem in the NFL. He continues to show up and be a number one receiver. It's kind of good that they got rid of Emmanuel Sanders for his growth for the rest of the season. And shout out to Philip Lindsay, even though he's not having the season he had last year, he ran wild on the Browns. So mostly I just want to give my kudos to the Denver Broncos, I guess.
So Jonathan here says the disrespect level is so high right now.
No, the fact that your Browns are disrespecting us by being terrible is so disrespectful right now.
I actually want to root for the Browns, but I can't because
I literally picked them to make the playoffs because they finished 7-9, and I was like, all right, well, your next step should be playoffs, and no.
Yeah, so okay, let's finish here. So yeah, Chargers 26 over the Packers 11. Pretty shocking, like I said. Although Melvin Gordon scored twice on my fantasy team, he had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Hey, look here. I like the fact that the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator and they got back to, hey, we're going to run the ball. And that's what they did, plain and simple, ran the ball. Mike Williams made some huge plays for Phillip Rivers, and they took care of business. And I don't like that Aaron Rodgers is throwing his teammates under the bus once again.
I mean, he does that to get them to play better, but yeah. And the big story of the week was the Ravens 37 and the Patriots 20. They pretty much, they handled the Patriots pretty easily. Brady had 285 and a touchdown. Mark Ingram had 115 yards. Julian Edelman had 10 catches for 89 yards. So
with a fumble.
yeah,
A fumble for a touchdown. Oh man. No, that game shouldn't have even been that close. If that punt returner Cyrus Jones doesn't fumble that punt and New England goes to score, who knows where this game goes?
Okay, so Jonathan here says the Cleveland Browns are the Dallas Cowboys with no O-line. So accurate. Okay, well, you know what? You're right. They're overhyped and over talked about, and then they're not good. So maybe they are the Cowboys. So
I'm gonna go ahead and let that slide. Yeah, I'll let that one slide. Pretend I didn't hear that.
No, because you know how it is every year. I'm not saying you're this way, but a lot of Cowboys fans think that their team's winning the Super Bowl just because of the name of the franchise, which literally means nothing. Unless you're the Washington Redskins, then it means something. But
oh man, Dak Prescott should be like Aaron Rodgers. No. Hell no. See, there are certain things that only work for certain types of people and quarterbacks. Look here, if Russell Wilson, I'm sorry, you'll catch. I'm gonna list off some names and you'll catch what I'm throwing at y'all. Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton.
Black quarterbacks?
Yes, they can't do it. They can't act the way Aaron Rodgers acts. Basically, Aaron Rodgers is on a level that not many guys are put on, like pedestal wise. He's put on a level not many people can be put on. And so they allow him to act, just any way he wants and say whatever he wants. And I'm not going to act like I didn't hear his GM say over the phone, you don't be the problem twice. Repeated it to him twice. Now, this is a report that was released, and Aaron says it didn't happen, and people said it didn't happen. But no, this came from somewhere. Somebody told him, you don't be the problem there for a new head coach, a team that can win some games, man. This is a good football team. And basically, he threw them all under the bus. He was like, well, maybe we shouldn't do this as our routine. Maybe some guys should take, take it more. Basically, telling guys, hey, you should take it more serious. And no, there's certain quarterbacks who just who can't do that.
Yeah,
actually, I would say about 99% of quarterbacks can't do that at all.
Well, because Aaron Rodgers was able to force a head coach out of town there.
Like, man. I feel like people are just going to completely forget that.
Well, the reason Dak can't do that is because Dak's best strength is his leadership.
Yep.
And so acting that way and throwing your teammates under the bus to the media is a quick way to lose respect from your teammates. And so if you're doing those types of things, then that's not going to fly for most quarterbacks because let's face it, Aaron Rodgers has not looked the same over the past few seasons. He's looked great this season, though.
Oh,
but over the last few years, he's been injured. He had the knee injury, and then before that, I think and so he was. Okay, I'm going to show this comment, but after this comment, we're going to be done talking about it because I don't even want this to turn into the direction it's going. It says, if a black QB acted the way Rodgers did, he would be disruptive to his locker room and a loose cannon. Rodgers does it, and he's getting his team excited. Okay, first of all, I never said that he was getting his team excited. So if you're trying to quote me on that, you're misquoting me because I didn't say that. The only thing I would say is there are certain quarterbacks who can do that and certain quarterbacks who can't. I think Lamar Jackson right now, easily being the best player on his team, could do that, and his teammates would respond in the right way. Because at this point, he has won several games for that Baltimore Ravens team on his legs. It's not like the defense is going out there and stopping everyone, and everyone talks about how bad Seattle's defensive line is. Guess what? The Ravens are right there.
Oh yeah. Hey, speak on it. Hold on. Yeah.
So
Speak on it.
so if we're not going to play this race card because that's just not the way. That's not what it's about. It's unfortunate that the media chimes in on race a little too much, more than I like. Um, I would just say certain if you are going to call out your teammates, you have to be doing everything correct. And you have to be the best player on the side of the ball that you play on.
But
And
also,
so,
I also, with that quote, I also have to say this. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has been the best player on that team, though.
yeah,
Aaron Jones.
but
Oh, yeah.
he runs the whole
Yeah.
offense,
Yeah.
and so
But Aaron Jones has been the best player on that team. Aaron Jones has bailed him. Like, literally, it's just like he gives Aaron Jones the ball however he can, and Aaron Jones makes some plays for him. And which that kind of showed this past weekend, and that may have been who he was taking a shot at. Who knows? It may have been the whole team. It may have just been Aaron Jones because I think Aaron Jones had like 8 carries for like 20 yards. It wasn't his typical game where he destroyed my Cowboys
right.
with four touchdown runs. So no, it's let's. I want to see how the team responds now because he did it. He said it. This is a new coaching staff that's here, so I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Um, you have to be in control of that side. Like Aaron Rodgers can do it, whether or not he's the best player on that team, but the
Yeah,
offense still runs through him.
through
So
him.
that
Yes.
so they're going to live by him and they're going to die by him. That's just the way it's going to work with that team. You cannot be as a receiver dropping passes or you
They
just
had
doing things
some
you shouldn't
drops.
be
Yeah,
doing.
yep. They had some drops.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But let's finish this recap up. So the last game obviously was the Cowboys 37, the Giants 18. We pretty much talked about that in detail.
Yep.
The Cowboys started off real sluggish and then came back around and figured all their stuff out. So they were
The
able.
Giants will be dangerous a few years from now. I'll give them that. If they draft well, get the right coach in there, they got something. They got some talent. We can say that they got some talent.
Yeah, they have pieces.
Yeah,
The quarterback looks like he's going to be okay with more experience and stuff like that. Let's just hope that he's not turning into the
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning like we had talked about. Um, so okay, well let's
Oh, I
go
love
ahead.
that comment. Oh my gosh.
Let me see here. Oh, my buddy Ryan. He's
Catgate 2019.
Yeah, Catgate 2019. Yeah, you're right about that
Oh,
because that cat came out there and completely after that cat came out there, it changed the whole dynamic of that game. The Cowboys couldn't do anything. They were struggling. The Giants were scoring at will at that point. And now after the cat comes out, he just changes everything. And then the cat I guess was bad luck for the Giants. I don't know,
man.
but yeah, they handled business. Okay, Cam, are you ready for this?
Let's. Oh wait, we're bringing the person in.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Is it time for some predictions?
Yeah,
All right.
we're gonna look ahead to our to
You
our.
know you're losing this week, right?
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you're gonna lose this week.
Okay, well, I'm still up on you because you've yet to beat me all season.
Yeah. I'll catch you.
I would literally have to lose out, and you would have to win out for you to beat me.
Well, it sounds like that's about to happen.
Okay, well, let's start with Thursday night football. You have the Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers are favored by 1 point. The over under is 48.5. Who is your pick on this one?
Oh man, this is tough because these are like literally my two teams I'm like supporting in the AFC basically. I've loved what John Gruden's done with the Raiders. I mean, it kind of makes that Khalil Mack trade not look as bad that they're 4-4. And that they got rookies playing. And so I'm gonna go with the Raiders, baby. Gruden grinders are gonna. I think they'll edge out a win by 3 points.
Okay, that's pretty much the same what I did. I was really down on Oakland to start the season, just because historically the teams that are on Hard Knocks have not performed well.
No,
The Raiders already weren't good the previous year, and
yeah,
so I didn't think that they were going to be good. I mean, I still don't think that they're good, but they are.
they're average. They're average.
Yeah, they're sitting at 4-4 right now. So if they
Yeah.
win, they have a chance to go on the winning side and be 5-4. So
Which I mean would be insane.
yeah, I don't think they're good enough to make the playoffs right now, but
We'll see.
Yeah, they definitely have some pieces. So yeah,
Do
I'm
you,
taking.
do you think Derek Carr will continue to be their quarterback?
Yes, at least
Okay.
for another 1 to 2
One more
more
year?
years.
Yeah. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think it's time for them to pull the plug on that yet. Okay, so next game, let's start. Let's go. The Lions at the Bears. Chicago is favored by 2.5 points, and the over/under is 42.
Who are you picking?
Oh man, see, my gut instinct says to pick the Lions because Matt Stafford is playing well. I mean, he's
playing amazing.
He's throwing the ball well, but the problem is I've picked him like the last 3 weeks and they haven't won any of those games.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not shying away here. I'm still gonna take the Lions. I got the Lions by 3.
Oh gosh. Okay. I feel like this is gonna be the one that's gonna come back to haunt me. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Bears because Trubisky's getting a little attitude about him. He's like, all right, y'all gonna stop bashing on my team. Not just him. He's saying y'all gonna stop bashing on my team. I believe the Bears come out and get a 1-point victory over the Lions.
Okay, so you take the Bears. Let's get to a couple comments here. Joseph says Patriots Super Bowl 2020.
I need to see more.
Well, it's a real possibility based off of
Yeah.
the AFC. I said this before. The AFC is a lot like the East in the NBA. There's 1 or 2 teams that run it, and then that's it. So
That's it.
the Patriots are in a very weak division with the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins, and so the Patriots most likely are going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Probably the number 1 seed on the AFC side. So there's a possibility. Yep. So we will see on that. And then Ryan says a couple things. I don't know what he means by either one of them. Nick Foles.
We're going to talk about Nick Foles.
Yeah. Well, Nick Foles comes back in. What's the Jags head coach name? Doug Marrone.
Yep, Doug Marrone.
So he says that Foles is going to be the starter again over Gardner Minshew.
Which is fine with me.
I mean, I think it's a mistake, but I'm obviously a homer. He went to Washington State. So, and then he says, Ryan here says Cam in Vegas. I don't know what.
David Carr. David Carr in Vegas. Man, I think so. I think they're going to make a splash though. There's going to be a pickup. They're going to pick somebody up. There will be a huge splash, or they'll draft a quarterback possibly. But I think Derek Carr goes with them to Vegas.
Yeah, well, maybe. So he's saying maybe he was saying Cam because maybe Cam Newton could take over for the Raiders when they go to Vegas. So.
I thought he was like asking me Cam in Vegas. Cam in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what? John Gruden does like Cam Newton though.
Yeah,
that is an actual thing. He likes Cam Newton.
That would be a big time splash for the Raiders if they go to Vegas. When they go to Vegas, that would be huge, especially if Cam Newton's just out there on the open market like that, and they're just like, yeah, sure.
Oh man, him and Josh Jacobs. Oh man.
Oh, that would be nasty for sure. Okay, so
yeah,
you took Chicago, I took Detroit.
I'll take Chicago.
Next game is Baltimore at Cincinnati. Baltimore's favored by 10, 44.5 is the over-under. Who do you got in this one?
Baltimore. We're not even gonna have to get into this.
Yeah.
Baltimore, and I
Yeah.
got them by 10.
Yeah. That's what they're favored by. So
Yeah.
they should be able to handle that one. Um, okay, let's see. Next game here is Bills at the Browns. Cleveland is favored by 2.5. The over under is 40. It's okay. So I'm up on this one. I'm taking the Bills because I've lost all hope in the Browns to do anything.
Yep.
And the Bills defense is legit. The Bills are 6-2. They have a good record. They're playing well. The only thing that's been consistent about the Browns so far this season has been Nick Chubb. He's been awesome.
And he wasn't even on the field last week.
Yeah, 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he's killing it. And so yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills by let's say 6.
I'm gonna take the Bills as well. I mean, hey, Josh Allen's taking care of the ball, which is, two things in a sentence you never thought you'd hear. But Josh Allen's taking care of the ball. I don't think the Browns defense will get to him that much or rattle them, even though they don't have a lot of weapons. I got the Bills winning by, you said 6. I'm going to just take the same 6 with you as well. That's literally, where they'll be at.
Okay. Let's see here. Then we'll go to. We have the Chiefs at the Titans. There's actually not any line or over under released on this game. They
they're waiting. They're waiting to see if Mahomes is going to play.
Yeah, most likely. I still don't think Mahomes is going to play. But who do you got in this one? Chiefs or Titans?
I wish there was like an option, like, oh, if Mahomes plays, I'll take the Chiefs. If he doesn't, I'll take the Titans.
No, there's no gray area. It's just
yeah. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Their defense has showed up. The fact that Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook couldn't get anything really going against this Chiefs defense, which we've been hard on. They played pretty damn well, and so I'm gonna take the Chiefs winning this game. Well, I think Carolina won by 10. I'll take the Chiefs winning by 10 as well.
This is going to be a risky one for me, but I'm going to take Tennessee in this one.
I knew it.
Ryan Tannehill has been
he's played good.
Yeah, he's been super surprising.
Yes,
and so
which I kind of think it might have been Adam Gase. Adam Gase might have been the problem there in Miami. I'm gonna say that.
Hey, you never know. You really never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll say you said Chiefs by 10. I'll say Titans by 7.
Oh damn! I thought you were gonna say 3.
No,
7. All right.
7. Okay.
Well, look here, if that happens, I won't be mad, man. I'll give you kudos for that one.
Right. Okay. So next up is Falcons at the Saints. New Orleans is favored by 13. The over-under is 51.5. Who do you got in this one?
Got the Saints. Man, the Saints and Falcons fans are already going at it on my Facebook. They're already trash talking each other. I love this matchup. I'm not sure if Matt Ryan is back or not. But I just don't see them beating Drew Brees and this Saints team. Drew Brees stepped right back into the mix and was on fire. And so they're coming off a bye week. Sean Payton's amazing off a bye week, unlike my Cowboys, like Jason Garrett. So I got the Saints winning this game. I'm going to say by 14.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be right there also. This has potential to be a massive blowout.
Yes.
So I'll say, man, I always feel so weird about giving anything more than like 13 points.
It feels odd.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this team's favored by X amount of points, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, they'll probably win by like 20, but I feel so weird about saying like they're gonna win by 20. That just seems very strange,
but
but
they're gonna win by 20.
but dude, it's a possibility. This could be this could be like a 21-45 type game, you know.
Yes.
But I think New Orleans cruises in this one and they win easily. And we go from a game like that that's going to have offense on both sides of the ball, and then you come down to this next game, which is the New York Giants at the New York Jets. Unfortunately, someone has to win. The Giants are favored by 2.5 points. The over/under is 43.5. So this is my pick. In this one, I think that at this point in the season, the Jets are more dysfunctional than the Giants are. So
Oh yeah,
I think the Giants win by 4.
a 4. How many more games we got left to predict?
Let's see. After this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, I'm gonna play it safe. The Giants get this win. I think they win it by 7.
Okay. Let's see here. So Giants by 7. Yep. Okay. Next up is Cardinals at the Buccaneers.
I like this game.
Yeah, this game will be interesting for sure. Tampa Bay is favored by 4. The over/under is 52. I think that over/under is far too low. But please tell me who you would pick in this one.
Whoop whoop. Well, the Buccaneers have the 31st ranked passing defense. And I think Cliff Kingsbury knows. I hope he knows that. And I hope he understands that you just got to let Kyler let this thing rip. I'm going to take the Cardinals, even though this is Bruce Arians' old team. I'm going to take the Cardinals winning this game. They're going to win it by 3, but this is going to be a shootout. It's not like I'm saying it's going to come down to game-winning field goal type points. They're going to win by 3.
Right. Okay. So, man, you got the Cardinals.
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to take the Buccaneers. Oh, gosh.
No. I'm also going to take the Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say this. I was one of those guys that I wasn't skeptical of Kyler Murray because of his like size or anything like that. But I was skeptical of Kyler Murray because one, I didn't know how like dedicated to football he really was.
That is completely understandable.
And another reason I was skeptical is because I was like, well, Cliff Kingsbury is a rookie head coach, and all these teams wanted him, according to reports, but he got booted out of Texas Tech because he couldn't win games in an air raid system at Texas Tech that has lived off of the air raid system for like the last 20 years. And so I found that odd that at Texas Tech, you couldn't at least be good enough to get, 8 wins or anything like that.
That defense was just that bad.
Yeah. And so that was all really interesting to me. But I didn't like Kyler Murray because I felt like he relied too much on his speed. And we've seen it year after year after year. You get a speedy guy that comes from college and he thinks he can be speedy in the NFL, and it just doesn't work unless you're a guy that just flat out goes out there on the 40-yard dash and runs like a 4.3 or something. Then you're like, okay, you're like actually really fast. But this is so interesting because neither one of these teams really have a defense. And so
No.
And so this game could go, dude. Am I crazy to think that both teams could score in the 50s or
No,
what?
you're not. No. The thing is, the Cardinals have somewhat of a pass rush. They got Terrell Suggs. They got Chandler Jones. And Tampa Bay has Barrett. It's either Barrett or Barnett. I can't remember his first name, but they got him. Both teams have a pass rusher at least, but their secondaries are so. I don't want to say so. Well, no, the Buccaneers are so bad, and the Cardinals have Patrick Peterson. That's about it. So no, I think they can get up into the 50s for sure.
Right. And so the thing is, like, Kyler Murray's at that stage in his rookie campaign where he could just blow up. And you could,
Like
if you have him on your
this is
fantasy team, you could look up and be like, "Oh, he's got like 45 points right now."
yes. No,
You almost had a happiness seizure there. Like you got so happy just
man.
thinking about that.
When I seen they had the Buccaneers next, I was like instantly getting to my starting lineup. Go ahead,
Yeah.
because I had Jacoby Brissett last week. He only gave me 2 points because of the injury, and I still won. That shows you how good my team is. But I watched Kyler since he was a freshman play in high school, and he was the best player on the field. Then I watched him in college, and he was the best player on the field. And now in the NFL, he's still one of the best players on the field. I didn't think his quickness would come, working the NFL the way it does, but this guy can move, but he's still always looking to pass the ball. Like that's the best part. That's what shows me that, man, who knows where this Cardinal team can go later on down the road. They won't. It's going to take them a while to build something, but I believe 5 years from now, because I believe the Seahawks and the 49ers are going to run that division. But 5 years from now, when Russell Wilson's getting up there in age and, I think Kyler Murray is going to, there'll be that 1 year where we're going to be like, oh, Kyler's really special. But yeah, like I said, I got the Cardinals winning.
Yeah, Ryan here has a comment, and he just said this could be the highest scoring game of the year. And he's absolutely
Yes.
right. Remember how crazy everyone went last year when the Chiefs and the Rams played that game on Monday Night
Oh,
Football? And
it was
it
insane.
was just score after score after score after score. And you were just watching the game and you're like, okay, cool. Whoever has the ball last is gonna win. Because they're gonna score a touchdown on their last drive, and then time's gonna run out, and that's just gonna be the way it is. So that's pretty interesting. My guest is on his way. He just sent me a text message, and he
All
said
right.
he's on his way. So he's
Okay.
gonna run through these last couple of games with us. Okay, so we both took Arizona in that one, but back to what I was saying earlier, Cam, if you were in Kyler Murray's situation, right, and you had the
Yeah.
choice to be a first round draft pick in the NFL or be a first round draft pick in Major League Baseball, which would you choose?
Gosh, this sucks because I actually played baseball growing up.
And so
But
baseball will bring you a lot
it
more money if
it
you're
will
good.
but the way the league is I think Kyler realized the direction that the NFL league is moving into and the endorsements that come with it as well. No, I would have chose football as well. If I can be a number one draft pick, first round draft pick, number one, I take the NFL route. If I was gonna be a mid round, NFL pick and first round baseball pick, then instantly go MLB. But he would have to play in the minors, work his way up to the majors. Now, instantly, once he's drafted, he's a star here. He's a star in the NFL. He's must watch. He's must watch because so much less free. Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
like
Ryan says so much less free time in baseball, and
yeah,
he's
exactly.
right because most baseball players they play the baseball season and then they'll take about 2 weeks off and then
And you're training again.
they'll immediately get into winter ball and they'll play winter
Yeah.
ball and then as soon as winter ball's over, you take a week off and then you're training. You're getting ready for spring training for baseball to start all
So
over again. There's really like no off season.
yeah. And so I think Kyler realized with the endorsement money he'll get from being in the NFL and being a number one pick, that it would benefit him more being in the NFL. I mean, Dak himself is making around over $50 million in endorsements alone. And so I see Kyler also he's not in a as big of a market, but I think as if he keeps having the season he's having, we'll start seeing him on more commercials as well.
Right. The thing that I thought of with the whole baseball player thing immediately was, as a baseball player, whether you're a first round pick, a fifth round pick, whatever, you still got to do the minor league thing. You got to work your way up, and you got to, when you're like, let's say you're drafted to a team and the team has a farm system that's out in Mississippi somewhere, right?
My God.
You're on those buses and you're just riding from small town to small town to small town all over the place. And after a while, that gets really irritating. And you're telling me that, the Oakland A's selected Kyler Murray, right? And they were like, oh, if Kyler Murray signs with us and picks us over the NFL, then we'll give him this many $1 million up front. And I'm just like,
they were trying to pay him so much.
Yeah, and if you've seen any of his baseball highlights, he looks pretty good. But the problem
he's great.
The problem is he's just not there. And there he is.
Oh, hey,
ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you new to this Wednesday's football podcast for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to Flex Matt.
Oh, yes, everybody. I surprised you, Cam. Did I surprise you?
Oh, man, I was not expecting this at all.
Did you expect me to change the background on you or what? Look at this. Now what do you think?
I'm loving it, man.
What do you think?
I'm loving it.
Looks good.
This is awesome. This is great.
So I just wanted to tell everybody a couple things real quick.
Hey, Matt, before you get to that, we need to talk about something. Cam.
Yes.
Have you ever seen that movie Wild Wild West with Will Smith?
Of course.
What do you think about Matt's sunglasses now that I've said that?
Wait, do they flip open?
Please hold.
They may or may not flip open. We're about to find out.
Oh, man. If they flip open, those are... First off, I'm really loving the supersonic hat that he has on.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy. Matt and I went to high school together, so we know each other pretty well. He's up in Seattle. There he is.
What's
yeah.
What's going on, baby?
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. So we're going to bring in a new. Just wanted to say you guys do a fantastic job representing the Flex Network. It's a fun show. I myself watch it all the time, always, every bit of time that I can. So I wanted to just basically bring something that's going to help gain us some more traction.
All right.
How would you like to win a signed Russell Wilson mini helmet? Yeah. Word? Yeah. So how can our listeners win a signed Russell? Wait a second. Is that it? Is that all? No, it's not. What about a signed Russell Wilson mini helmet and a signed Zeke Elliott mini helmet?
What?
And so now the Cowboys fans are coming out and they're like, oh, okay. Now we're talking.
Really? Yeah. Wait,
oh, man.
Wait. That's not it. That is not it. What about not only a Russell Wilson signed mini helmet, a Zeke Elliott signed mini helmet? What about a signed football card of my choosing from my own personal collection?
Okay.
Tell me how I can win this, Flex Matt. Please tell me.
Hey, Matt. Look, we already got some traction here. Joseph is very interesting right now. He's very interested.
Interested. Let me tell you how. Essentially from now, but I'm going to kick off the promotion next week for the Flex Network. starting next week, sometime during the week, I'll make my post about it. You can win a Russell Wilson signed mini helmet, Zeke Elliott signed mini helmet, and a surprise signed football card by a NFL superstar by doing one thing. You need to retweet and or share our post and tag 3 of your friends. Now, the 3 friends that you tag have to like our page or you're out. But I know that everybody has 3 friends that should be listening to the Flex Network. And think about this. You have 1 in whatever amount of chance to win this giveaway, and this shit's real, okay? We flex here on the Flex. Flex. I can hear him flex. Flex. Here
Hey,
on the Flex Network.
Did you hear the Hulk Hogan shirt ripping off of his back as he flexed?
As I flexed. Yes. So when I post the post next week, share it or retweet it. You can do it on both, either Twitter or Facebook. Tag 3 friends. Okay. And I will be calculating if those 3 friends like it. Now, here's the cool thing. Your 3 friends who just got tagged helped you potentially win. What if they want to win? Okay, same thing. You go and tag 3 of your friends. Okay, everybody, I just want to give this stuff away. This is from my personal collection. Okay, I'll be showing some pictures. It might not have the best packaging because your boy's moved for a couple years. He's taking some moves around the world. Okay, but the prizes are there. And we're only running it. We will announce our winner by random on Super Bowl night. After it's only a couple months, guys. This normally for a giveaway like this, I've seen people do giveaways like this, and I've seen them wait a whole year plus. Some people think they can't win this. Like, oh, but no. We're giving this like, what is that? 2.5 months? 2.5 months. And we're just going to give it away. Think about it, guys. Maybe we only have like 100 people who do it. Okay, great. Like, you're one of 100. Like, but
one of 100.
But the idea is that we gonna get a lot of us. Hopefully, in the vicinity of 500 to 1,000. So anyway, guys, we're at the beginning of each show, all the way till Super Bowl. We're gonna be teasing this giveaway. Also, just to put this out there, if you guys like pro wrestling. Okay, not everyone does. I'm on a football show, but if you like pro wrestling, we have another giveaway there. Tune into our information. But I was wondering, Cam, since this is your show here, your guys' show, can I hang out and predict a couple games before I get out of here?
Yes. Let's do it.
Okay, where are you at right now?
So, okay. Well, I'll recap the last game, and then we'll just move forward from the last game, okay? The last game that we were talking about was Arizona and who was the other team? Arizona and
the Buccaneers.
No. Is that who it was?
It's the Bucs. Yeah,
the Bucs.
The Bucs in Arizona. Yep, that's going to be a crazy game. Kyler Murray's going to look good this week, I think. The Bucs known for scoring 40+ points, but losing. Okay, now
Correct.
Now they did beat Los Angeles, which was a very big win for them. Okay, so they have the talent. They have the talent. Yes. They have the talent. So, but I'm gonna pick this as a get right game, even though Kyler's been looking good already. But Kyler Murray's gonna go off for your fantasy team this week. Okay, book it up. And I'm hoping it's to my boy Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk. Actually, guys, did you see the news? I mean, a lot of people have David Johnson injured, but today he said he was 100%. Like, he's upset.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate this
now,
news.
Here's the thing. Who knows? Is he just talking mess? Is there an issue with him in the franchise? Who knows? Kenyon Drake looked real good last week.
Mm-hmm.
But if David Johnson said that he's 100% and he's ready to go, look for a timeshare in the backfield this week.
All right.
Which might be good for our fantasy teams, for Kyler Murray. I like the Cardinals in that one.
Yeah, so we talked about we compared this game to last season's game between the Chiefs and the Rams on that Monday Night Football, where the scoring was just going back and forth like crazy. Highest scoring game in NFL history, combining those two scores together. But we said that this game right here could be the same as that last game from last season. Each team could score 40 or 50 apiece.
Yep.
And
each team could throw up a dunker, a clunker zero. Okay. Yes, but
you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Let's just hope for the latter. What's next?
Okay,
How many of these you got left?
So next we got the red hot Miami Dolphins at 1-7.
Oh,
yeah.
Traveling to Indy to take on the Colts. The line is Indy by 10.5, and the over/under is 44. Cam, let's start with you. Who do you got in this one?
All right, well, here's where our dream comes to die. The Dolphins come back down to earth. They get absolutely smacked by the Colts. What's his name? Brissett's going to play. I think he sprained his MCL, so he'll be playing. Even though Brian Hoyer had a great game last week, I think Jimmy Brissett puts his team over. I think the O-line plays a lot better than they did against the Steelers. And I got the Colts winning this by, they said the line is 10. I got them winning by 17.
Okay.
Whoa.
Flex Matt, what about you? Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, well, I don't like to deal with lines. I hate that sports betting stuff that I don't really It's only because I really just don't understand it. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah,
but
so you hate all the things you don't understand. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, but you're right. You know, the Dolphins, they really fucked themselves last week. Okay, they really did the done, gone, and win the game, and ain't getting the number one pick. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, guys? The Dolphins, what are you doing? Lose every game no matter what. But, you know, the reason why I think that they went ahead and, you know, can say they could win a game or two is their guy has been mocked. Tua has been mocked to them no matter what. Tua has recently been kind of anointed as the consensus number 2 pick behind that resurging DN from Ohio State. I think his name is what's his name?
Chase Young,
Chase
baby.
Young,
Chase Young.
Chase Young, you know, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. I think you can see what Bosa does to the San Francisco defense. A young outside rusher that can really affect these games. And Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. You know, he's a very subpar quarterback. You know, without a defense like that, I just feel like he wouldn't get ahead. So whoever's number 1, you need that real effective pass rusher. What? Did I set you on fire?
I was not expecting you to say that. Oh, it caught me off guard. Oh, my gosh.
So let me go again. Preston Williams out for the season. You know, that's somebody who is young, and he really meant a lot to that offense. But without him, you can't put it all on Devontae Parker's shoulders. You really can't. Fitzpatrick's a great QB, and I actually do own him in every one of my fantasy leagues almost, and I'm starting him this week because of bye weeks. But, you know, I still hope he scores. You know, I still hope he goes out there and puts on a show, and that's the thing that Ryan Fitzpatrick – look at that beard go.
He's going to give you a show. He's going to give you a show all the time.
He's going to give you a show. So I like that. Now, their running back just got popped for a 4-game suspension. Okay,
he was on my fantasy team.
Yeah, Mark Walton, he's out. Kalen Ballage likely going to get the play, but here comes Myles Gaskin's truthers from here in Washington State. Myles Gaskin, a UW. No, wait, where's he from? Yeah, he is.
He's from Washington.
Yeah, Washington. From Washington.
Not Washington State. I meant the state of Washington.
Oh, okay. I was
sorry.
About to say, how dare you? How dare you?
UW Husky. Okay, so he was a late round draft pick. Okay, not really expected to do much, but here you go. It's this beautiful type of story that you only get in the NFL. This only happens in the NFL. And it just so happens that the state of Washington are pumping out some underdog NFL players. Word up to Gardner Minshew. Hopefully, Myles Gaskin can get some work this week, okay? If he does and shows out, I'd be looking to really be excited about that Dolphins team next year. You know, the idea is if they get Tua, a lot of people have been talking about Tua and the Jerry Jeudy and a Dolphins offense. Okay.
Man, oh man.
Could it happen? Who knows? But if it does, look out for the Dolphins coming back. Okay. But don't like them this week, like Campbell. Okay. Next.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Indy on that one also. I think Brissett comes back, gives that juice to that offense that it absolutely needs. Even though Brian Hoyer did play well last week in place for Brissett, but yeah, Indy rolls in that one. Let's see here.
You know, I don't know if Indy rolls in that one. That's the thing that I'm gonna say right now is I actually don't think it's as big of a lopsided affair. You called him Jimmy Brissett earlier. I popped hard about it. Here's the thing. My number one dynasty draft pick this year, Paris Campbell, broke his hand. He's gonna be out. Essentially, their passing core with Devin Funchess, it's depleted. It's on its sour note. Marlon Mack, about the only good part of that offense, and the fact that Jacoby Brissett's actually been able to sling the ball around. But T.Y. Hilton's injured too, and so it's just I don't think it's going to be that as close as you guys think or far away, but the Indy defense and offensive line is actually pretty stout. And that's really where any game, if you're going to win that portion of the game, offensive line and defense, especially in the secondary, if you win that in any game, I don't care who you are, the Dolphins, the Cincinnati Bengals, you're going to, compete and win in the NFL.
Yeah.
Sorry. Next.
Okay, next you have the Carolina Panthers at the Green Bay Packers. The line is Green Bay by 5, over under 47.
Ooh.
Green Bay by 5, huh?
Yeah.
Green Bay got smacked by the Chargers last week. Okay, so
yes,
I think Green Bay is tired. Something's up with Green Bay. That Kyle Allen needs a good game. Okay, Cam Newton's out. Cam Newton's gone.
Ain't no coming back.
Exactly.
Injured reserve.
IR. Here's the reason why they put Cam on IR, because they knew that Cam's no longer going to be on the Panthers, team going forward, and they just want to cut Cam out of the locker room and really say, hey, there's no shot here. There's no press to be had about this. We're getting him out of here. He's on his way out. We're here to make Kyle Allen great. And that's kind of what I wish that Jacksonville would do right now. Not so much that, they definitely paid Foles a lot of money, right? And Foles is starting. They named that this week. They're on a bye. Okay. So they literally cut Gardner Minshew off at the knees. Now, if it wasn't Gardner Minshew, probably would be worse, if it was a high round draft pick or something and you were sitting him for the veteran. But, to me, I just wish that these teams would kind of just let it rip out there. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that's what's going to happen here.
That whole situation is interesting because you remember when Russell Wilson was drafted that we paid Matt Flynn a nice little chunk of money to come and be our quarterback, and Russell Wilson just outshined him.
Yep.
And in this same situation, Even if
he didn't, that's what Gardner. That's why I wish that teams would play like the Seahawks, because even if Russell Wilson didn't exactly light the world on fire his rookie, like let's say he didn't, let's say he was average, subpar, the Seahawks were going to stick with him. No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. They weren't going to put anybody in. They were going to let him fail out there. And that's what I don't like what the Jacksonville Jaguars are doing. I mean, here's the thing. The guy can play. The guy can play.
He can ball.
So just let him get the reps. I mean, what's more important? Now, I get it. Maybe, if the rest of the season goes right, they can get into the playoffs. But to me, what's more important? The fans are interested. Okay. They're going to buy the ticket next year anyway, right? Take the lower pick. I think enough smart football fans out there want the lower pick on an easily rebuilding team, and that's what they're doing. Even though they have a team around them that can win games, let's just take it one more year. Yep. Let's go get that right piece to this, and let's go make that next 2-year run. Just wish that they would have done that there. But anyway, obviously I'm upset about it.
Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, Matt, you're taking the Panthers in that one because that is what we were talking about. You just went on a Jacksonville tear there, but
I'm sorry. No, I'm not necessarily taking the Panthers. It's just one of those games where, give the guys some gumption. Cam's out of here. He's going up against one of the best in the NFL on his side. There's no way he's going to win this game. The Packers are that good. They're for real. Anytime the Packers are on, they're unstoppable. They're unbeatable. When they're on. They're often not on anymore because Aaron Rodgers, we've known from all this bachelor thing with his brother that Aaron Rodgers probably is a douchebag.
Plain and simple.
People probably don't actually like Aaron Rodgers in real life. You know what I mean?
No.
But here's the thing. When that team is on, when it's functioning at a high level, they have a youthful defense ready to rock, okay? That team's going to be on. And Kyle Allen just doesn't have it, although Christian McCaffrey's unbelievable. And at any point, go ahead.
That's where I'm going to lead off at. You can run the ball on the Packers, okay? You can run it on them. And so now you're going to give me one of the most electrifying running backs in the league at the moment. And also to make point, the Packers suck so bad, but the Chargers weren't blitzing Aaron Rodgers. They got pressure with 4. And guess who leads the league in getting sacks with 4 rushers? The Carolina Panthers. Ooh. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Panthers because we talked about it earlier. I want to see how Green Bay responds to Aaron Rodgers' douchebag comments, basically, that he had about his teammates. I want to see how they respond. But I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers by 3. I think Kyle Allen gets it done. I think Christian McCaffrey goes off, and I think they get a win.
I love it.
Matt, yes. You didn't actually make your pick. You
no,
rode the fence. You rode the fence. When I said, "Are you picking Carolina?" You said, "Well, that doesn't mean I'm picking Carolina." You never really said which one you picked.
Hey,
that's the point of the show, Matt. I know you're new to the show here, but what we do on this show, okay, it's either one side or the other. We're not riding the fence over here, okay?
Yeah,
so you need to be on one.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, this is why you listen to this show right here. Are we calling Cam Flex Cam Flex? Anyway, I'm going to go with the Panthers now because Cam talked me into it.
There we
Plus,
go.
I said a lot of good things about Carolina. I just think that the situation may be too big for the young man. But you know what? This is not called the Flex Average. The Flex Basic Take. This is the Flex Network, and we have just crazy takes. And I think that Cam's right. I mean, maybe it is too big for Kyle, but like you said, you got factual stats on the defensive line, which is going to affect Aaron Rodgers, and you have Christian McCaffrey. I mean, you don't have to be an amazing quarterback when you have to get the ball to some guy standing next to you 1 yard down the field, and he's going to go off for 80 yards. So we'll take it. Let's go with the Panthers by 100.
Matt, excuse me. When you were talking about Sir McCaffrey, refer to him as his real name, which is Derry Sanders. Okay.
Okay.
I already told you about Derry Sanders.
Derry Sanders, baby.
Derry Sanders. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
How many are left of these?
Just a couple. Rams.
A couple? I don't got time for a couple. I got time for one. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Rams at Steelers.
You talked me into it again. God, you talked me into it again.
Rams at Steelers. All right.
Rams at Steelers. Rams favored by 3.5. Over under 44.
Go ahead, Cam.
I'm going to take I'm going to hate this pick. I feel like it's going to come back and bite me in the butt because the Steelers have been playing so well. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick will get another interception this game. but I'm gonna take the Rams. For some reason, man, you know what? No, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna play it safe. Dad, if my dad's watching this, I'm gonna take the Steelers, baby. I think Mike Tomlin has done something with this team. No, man, Mike Tomlin is a great coach, and I think somehow, some way, that Steelers team is gonna show. Wait, hold on, wait. Are they at the Steelers? Are they at in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to get my terrible towel out. I'm going to swing it around real quick. I got the Steelers winning this game. I think somehow they make Jared Goff look average. Like, I'm talking like a 78-yard type performance again. Now,
That's not hard. That's not hard to do.
Now, once again, I could be wrong, people. But you got, man, Matt, you've hyped me up. And I got the Steelers winning this game by 3. I'm gonna say 3. Yeah, 3 points. They win this game.
Yeah. That's tough, man. But I get it. Okay. But here's the thing: the Rams coming off a bye. Okay,
Yeah.
coming off a bye. They lost Brandon Cooks. I think he's out. He's pretty out. I'm sure of it.
No,
And
they already confirmed it that he's still out with a concussion. So
yeah,
he got rocked pretty hard.
No Brandon Cooks. Okay, their back's up against the wall, but usually Goff responds when his back's up against the wall. This would be a pretty tough loss for the Rams, no joke, because then they would have lost to Tampa Bay and this team. Okay. Mason Rudolph, yes, looked good last week, didn't look good the week before.
No.
Okay. They seem to do completely fine without James Conner. Whether or not he plays this week, you have to be fine with what they're putting out on the offensive side. But can Mason Rudolph get past that stellar D-line?
That's what I'm wondering.
The Rams. And I don't think so. You know, as much as the guy might have had a positive game last week, great coaching, like you said. You know, that's something everybody really doesn't, necessarily give enough credit to the Steelers for. But that's also on the flip side why people give more than enough credit to Sean Payton, because when that team went down with their star quarterback, a first ballot Hall of Famer, they rattled out 5 straight wins. Okay. And I'll tell you, I've been to New Orleans, okay? They don't fuck around with football, okay? That's their team. Hurricane Katrina, okay? Again, here I'm tangeling off of the Steelers. They they will lose this game. But yeah, maybe I'll give it to you that it'll be tight. But expect Sir Robert Woods, Sir Bob Trees to go off in this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I would say keep your eye on Cooper Kupp. I'm going to say Cooper Kupp. I'm going to give Cooper Kupp the nod to go off.
I'm right there with you. I got the Rams in this one. I just don't think that they can afford to lose to a team like Pittsburgh right now at this point in the season, where they're currently sitting in their own division standing. Ryan says he is the average. He's talking about Goff. He's saying that Goff is
average.
Yeah. So,
I've never heard Ryan speak before, but I feel like he said it in like such a just monotone voice. Well, he is average.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Now that Ryan's here, let me tell Ryan about the giveaway that we're having. Again, guys, a signed Russell Wilson mini helmet, a signed Zeke Elliott mini helmet, and a signed football card that I have in my personal treasure. Okay, we're going to be giving it away just until Super Bowl. Tag 3 of your friends on a shared comment to the post next week, and make sure your 3 friends give us a subscribe, a like, a follow on all platforms, and then you will be entered. On Super Bowl night, we will randomize all the names, and one person will go away with it. Next game, right. Flex Mike. Next
all
game.
Right. We're here.
I'm in a glass case of emotion here.
Yeah, I can tell. You got Cam losing his mind over here because
you get me all riled up and stuff, man.
Okay, Cam, take it away. Dallas and Minnesota.
Yes, all right. Okay. Well, I feel like people think this game is gonna be close for some reason. I got my Cowboys. We're riding high. I think we've played a team similar to the build of the Minnesota Vikings. Basically, it's going to take for Jalen Smith, and I don't know if Leighton Vander Esch will be back, but Sean Lee showed why he's still on the team. 12 tackles last week, 12 against the Giants. Sean Lee, we have one of the best linebacker cores, so they have to show up, hit Dalvin Cook in the mouth, don't let him get going. And I believe that without Adam Thielen, that this is a very average, Vikings team, receiving core. Like, yeah, Stephon Diggs can, when he plays a good secondary, I mean, he doesn't get behind people, he doesn't wow you. He catches bad teams, bad secondaries off guard. And so if the Cowboys just show up, do exactly what they did to the Giants, then the Cowboys easily win this game. They show that they can be run on. They show that they can be thrown on. That defensive line is impressive, but they're not that damn impressive to me. So I got my Cowboys winning this game by 10 points against the Vikings as we march our way to the playoffs.
Wow, that was great. I'm hyped. About that. Now, listen, that's obviously somebody who's a Cowboys truther, right? I mean, but That's the heart and soul that is in all of us as fans, and I love that.
Yes.
I love that. But let me tell you why it could go sideways for you, okay? Here's the thing. I am going to go ahead and pick the Cowboys too, but I love, scenarios. I love common just teams with that will, that this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is here every year I see Kirk Cousins as a top 15 quarterback. At the end of the year, no matter what, Kirk Cousins snuck his way in the top 15. Okay. But here's the thing.
Never fails. He will always sneak in.
Always sneaks in, okay? So, listen, he's a top 15, QB in the league. I mean, people hate him. His own team doesn't like the guy, okay? but he seems to get the job done.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook is a beast, okay? Is a certified beast. I love the Spider-Man memes when they're like pointing at each other. It's like you or me or you, him and Alexander Mattison.
Yes.
If they stand right next to each other,
you can't tell them apart.
You couldn't tell who it was, or from the back. So, that's what's great about the game. The bad part about the game is their offensive line. Okay, they're not very stout in the offensive line, which is exactly why Dalvin Cook isn't, somebody that's praised a little higher. But for his talent, I mean, he's incredible.
He's incredible. Oh man,
Stephon Diggs, probably the closest thing to old school Antonio Brown that the league has today. Okay, when you're talking about guys like Calvin Ridley, guys that are like Tyler Lockett, when you really compare those guys, you compare them to Stephon Diggs. Diggs is a fantastic receiver, and at any point of the game could have 176 and 2 touchdowns. Give him that opportunity, and he will take it. Okay. The problem is Dallas also has that type of electrifying offense. Amari Cooper, very Stephon Diggs-like. You saw that over the middle post route that Amari caught it and just jetted by the entire defense to score that touchdown. I mean, that is a classic Stephon Diggs, a classic Tyler Lockett. It's just perfect. These guys that have the vision. You got Zeke. I mean, Zeke's a beast. His mini helmet signed in our giveaway. Okay. The guy is amazing. The offensive line is great. The linebacker core is unbelievable. They're deep. Sean Lee, one of the best linebackers known to the game of football, really. If he could just stay healthy, he would go down in the history books. Yeah. Okay. But Dak needs to turn it on. He has to. They took what was it? 4 losses in a row or something?
3. It was 3. It was 3.
You can't be doing that after starting your first 3 games incredible and then just poop in the bed for the next 3. A 500 team is not what the Dallas City is expecting out of that team. Okay. That's
Speak on it, damn it. Speak on it.
Okay, so in order for your team, in order for Dak to achieve his absolute top potential, to achieve that contract, for your city to just fall in love with Dak and make sure that he's the QB of that team for this era of Dallas Cowboy football, Dak needs to go out and Dak needs to win the game just like he won last week's game. It has to be. The Vikings are a great team, but you know what? The Cowboys need to show that they also are an elite team. Because right now, I'm not too sure just based off the record. You know what I mean? But can they turn on the Jets? I think they can get it done this week.
Okay, so here's where I stand. Because both of you picked Dallas, that means that I have to pick Minnesota because it's just in my nature to do so. So I'm going to take Minnesota. I think Dalvin Cook is a real problem for any team that he faces. I think Stephon Diggs, like Matt said, has a potential to blow up and bring his game to that next level for that game just because Adam Thielen is going to be out. What's going underrated is Minnesota's secondary. Minnesota has a very strong secondary. They have one of the best safeties in the game in Harrison Smith out there. They call him Harry the Hitman for a reason. He's a killer back there. He handles business. Yeah, and his closing speed is top 3 at his position in the NFL. He closes better than most safeties do in the NFL. But I'm going to take Minnesota in this one. I think it'll be close. But the next game is the money game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Seattle Seahawks travel to Santa Clara, California to take on the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 6. The over-under is 46.5.
Yes.
And it is going to be a very, very good game. I think both teams are going to score. And I think here's the thing. I was telling Cam this earlier before you got on, Matt. It doesn't matter if we're playing the 0-8 Bengals or if we're playing the 8-0 San Francisco 49ers. Guess what? The game is going to be close.
It's going to be the same game. Yeah.
It's the same game every week, regardless of who we play. We're not going to get any pass rush. We're probably going to give up just an ass ton of yards. And guess what? I'm thinking we're going to pull out the dub, 4 points, continue our undefeated streak on the road, and we're going to take care of business. And it's going to it's going to shake up the landscape of the NFC and the NFC playoff picture as we know it. And everything is going to come back around, and then everyone's going to realize that San Francisco isn't as unbeatable as they have seemed as they were feasting on certain teams.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They are the league's pretender 8-0, okay, or 9-0, or whatever the hell they are. Here's the thing. Did anybody see the report today that Kittle missed practice and that there is a real chance that he doesn't even play the game? Okay.
Wow. Yep.
Because I mean,
I was really surprised that he went back into that game and played.
He got popped square. I mean, now it wasn't
right on the knee.
Didn't bend it back or anything like that. But I mean, it was just as dead center of a hit as you could get.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't see that at all. I don't even know.
It was bad. It was bad, man. Like
hyperextended or something like that.
No, hyperextension. That's the thing. It was kind of just a helmet on kneecap in just almost as if a flying knee almost. It's just it was just,
like right into a helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just crazy. So
Jorge Masvidal status, huh?
Yes. So let me tell you this, okay? So the 49ers, I mean, they're undefeated. So why be like your divisional counterparts, the Los Angeles Rams, and continue to work on Gurley when you've seen them just dismantle in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl because they didn't have their primary weapon on the field? Okay. If George Kittle is not only out of the game or cannot play to his potential, that team could potentially get a loss every single time they play. I mean, like they're probably underdogs to every game. So I think, yep. Joseph says coverage should be better. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is sit the guy, sit him. The Seahawks have been terrible defensively in the second half of both this last game and the game before to subpar offenses. Matt Schaub threw for 450 yards on that starting Seattle Seahawks defense. Okay.
467 on the dot.
Okay. So do you have to have George Kittle in the game? No. Do you want George Kittle in the playoffs when it matters the most? Yes.
Hell yeah.
Are you willing to take a loss or take your chances with your team and your scheme and, against the Seahawks defense that allowed 467 yards to Matt Schaub? Hell yes, you are. But sitting Kittle, I'm going to go ahead and say Kittle does not play. I'm going to say it still will be close. We'll probably nab him by a touchdown. But the Seahawks are on fire right now offensively, and they get Josh Gordon in week 1, and who knows what the hell's gonna happen. So put your joints in the air, everybody. Put your joints in the air. Flash Gordon is coming to a town near you.
Joints in the air, boys. Joints.
All right. You two are terrible, but I am gonna roll because I wish I told Flex Mike that the 49ers would still be a few weeks ago, they would still be undefeated, and here we are now. And so I'm gonna continue to roll with the 49ers, babies. I think they're gonna run wild. I think the Cardinals game was an anomaly to what they want to do. Yeah, Jimmy G threw 4 touchdown passes, and he had to do that because they were banged up. It was a short week. I think with some preparation, allowing these guys to rest, they come back out and they run the football, and they're going to run all over the Seahawks. I got the 49ers winning this game by 6 points, and it won't even necessarily feel close because they're going to control the ball. And that's how you beat the Seahawks.
Oh, Joseph. Yeah, how do you say that? McCoin,
maybe.
That is a tough one. Sometimes when we have listen, guys, we do a Sunday morning start sit fantasy football podcast with Roster Watch from Sirius XM on Sunday mornings, and oh my gosh. That
Ryan.
I'm gonna follow Cam on Twitter. Yes. Last names are so tough. Last names are so tough.
Unless your last name is Smith, then it's very easy to pronounce.
It is so common.
Hey, Ryan, look here. I didn't personally want to do it. It's just the fact that I got to make sure I win my predictions this week. And so, this could be the one that puts me over. That's all. I love the Seahawks, though. I love what they do, man. Don't unfollow me, please.
Here we go. The name of Joseph comes back in. The name of the QB for the 49ers sounds like he should star in Goonies. And
Garoppolo.
Dude, did you guys see Garoppolo shoot his shot with Aaron Andrews live on
I did.
Dude, so he's a G.
Dude, so is it I got a question. I got one question. He does suck. I got a question though. Is it Jimmy Garoppolo or Jimmy Garoppolo?
It's just call me Jimmy G, okay?
Jimmy G.
Yeah, there you go. There's Jimmy G, baby.
Call me Jimmy G. Listen. My blank is as long as my last name. Call me Jimmy G. Okay. Let's Mike get us out of here.
Okay.
Oh man.
Hey. So, for all of our viewers and listeners and everything, make sure that you check out the Flex Network. Tomorrow we have our Pro Wrestling Week in Review.
I might hop on that too. Spit some mad hot fire.
Yeah, so it's midday. It'll take you everything you need to know about WWE, AEW, NXT, all that good stuff. They got it all in an hour, and they handle it all. They recap everything, give some opinions here and there, and they run wild on that. And then on Friday night, Flex Matt right here runs a Flex Finder podcast on the Flex Network's airwaves. They're looking for your deep flex plays to help you dominate your fantasy leagues and get that guy in that flex position that's going to be the difference between you and the guy you and the guy that you're playing this week that may or may not be a tough matchup. They give you all the hidden stuff. They get it all going. And then, of course, on Sunday mornings, Matt alluded to it earlier, they do the start sit show where you submit your questions. Hey, I got these 5 players. I need 2 receivers, a running back, and a flex. Tell me what I need to do, and they give you all the opinions. They get it all going. They help you dominate your fantasy leagues, destroy all of your friends in fantasy football, make the members of your church cry, make your family pay you money. They do it all, okay? They're handling all the fantasy football topics with Roster Watch, like we said. They're just kicking butt and then taking names.
That's right, baby. Listen to the Flex Network soon for your Russell Wilson mini helmet, your Zeke Elliott mini helmet. Cam, sign off, brother.
Hey, y'all have a good one. Make sure y'all tune in for the games. Make sure you tune in if you're playing fantasy football. Trust me, guys, I've been undefeated since I've started tuning in and listening to these guys' advice. So make sure you tune in Sunday mornings and listen to these guys. They know what they're talking about. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you do the contest. Win you some gifts, man. Win you some autographs, man. And it's all Flex Matt, I appreciate it. Flex Mike, I appreciate it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at CowboyCam11, where you get all the Cowboys news you need, baby. And besides that, y'all have a great night. Peace out. Much love.
Also follow the Flex Network at the Flex Network 1, baby.
Yeah, baby.
All right.